Hey team, Coach Jess here. I'm a nutrition and fitness coach based in LA, but I do a lot of online things, all the things online that I also do in person. Anyway, that's not as exciting as what we're going to get into today, which is 10 things, small things that can make you healthier. So I think when people kind of bite off, so we're entering 2019, it's the beginning of the year. I love it because people are like, oh, it's the new year. I'm going to make all these resolutions. I'm going to change everything. I'm going to start eating right. I'm going to get to the gym. I'm going to do A, B, and C, and I'm going to do all of them all out. And I love it. I love it. Go with that momentum. If that's where you're in, if that's the mindset you're in, go with it. But what I'm going to say to that is make sure you can still be all out in February, all out in March, all out in April, all out next November, right? Because that's the hard part is staying with that momentum. So if you are gung-ho about going all out, like I said, I love it. Go with it. But I'm going to suggest and maybe try to persuade you to take smaller steps that add up to the big goal. So today I'm talking about 10 things that can make you healthier. The sun is going down, so hopefully I won't get too much of that light change. I don't know. It's a cloudy day here in LA. You guys, it happens. It was 40 degrees this morning. Anyway, so let's get started. 10 things to make you healthier. 10 little things, again, because you don't need to bite it all off. Bite off small bits that you can chew. And on that note, with the bite mantra, I'm going to encourage you to take 3 bites less. So what this means is it doesn't have to be like I'm eating salads for every meal and I'm getting a lot of protein and I'm all that, which we'll talk about later because honestly, guys, that's not necessarily the way we want to be eating. But what I want to do before we delve into like the right way, the wrong way, etc., I want you just to consider whatever you're eating, whether that be pizza, cake, that donut in the morning at Starbucks that looks really delicious up on that shelf as you're ordering your, yeah, I know, I've done it, I've been there. All I want you to do is consider taking 3 bites less. So what this kind of gets into is that idea of like, am I full? Have I eaten enough? And if you are, then 3 bites less can kind of help you check into that. It's also an easy rule that you can adapt to anything, especially if you're a person who is an overeater. Just 3 bites less. That's it. That cheesecake, depending on what side you start on, okay? Just 3 bites less. That's it. That's my first step. The second step, I want you to consider using higher quality butter. Butter, not margarine, not this like low fat, low blah, blah, blah. You guys, butter. My ideal for you would be Kerrygold grass-fed butter. Grass-fed butter is higher quality. It's going to give you some of the healthier fats. Our brain is mostly fat, so we need to be eating good fat so that our brains can function. I know, it's crazy. There's a lot of really good things that butter can do for you, including making your food taste better, including making it feel more filling. So when you do those 3 bites less, you feel full, okay? So higher quality butter. And if you have margarine still in your fridge, please throw it away. It's not doing anything good for you. Seriously, butter. So that's number 2, butter, okay? The next one, I know people are going to be like, what? What are you talking about? That's impossible. Nothing is impossible to a willing heart, okay? The next thing I want you to do is to go to bed 15 minutes earlier, okay? Sometimes we think, oh, I need to get more sleep. I need to do more of this. But if we keep thinking of biting off more than we can chew, it makes it impossible. So just 15 minutes earlier. So if your bedtime is 11:30, 11:15 is when you are in bed. That's when the lights are off. That's when you're laying down. That's when you're trying to close your eyes. Now, given you might not fall asleep till 11:30, but I want you to start getting in the routine of getting into bed and getting ready for sleep 15 minutes earlier. Now, how are you going to do this? This is kind of a little caveat. It's like step 3.5, okay? You're going to set up a routine for you to go to bed. So maybe at night you're like, okay, I'm going to wash my face. I'm going to spray my toner. whatever it is, brush my teeth. I'm going to put on some essential oils. Whatever that is, set up a routine so that your brain gets a chance to wind down. As part of that routine, I want you to put your phone on airplane mode. I know, it's crazy. But what it does is it shuts off all the like dit. It's like attacking your brain all night, okay? Also, it's going to keep you from like, ooh, what's that text message? What's that email coming through? No, you're done. Pick a time, then pick 15 minutes earlier, turn your phone off or put it on airplane mode, have your routine, and then go to sleep. See, the sun's even saying right now, like, go to sleep. No, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't want to go to sleep. That's way too early. Okay, 15 minutes earlier because you can do it. You can, and you're going to feel a little bit better. Now, what I'm saying is like maybe if you're going to bed at midnight, 11:45, and maybe halfway through the year, you know what, I'm still a little bit tired. 15-minute increments, that's it. It doesn't have to be this huge, like I'm going to bed 2 hours earlier or whatever, because your brain won't slow down. But if we can kind of work its way towards slowing down sooner, right? Little 15-minute increments, okay? My next little thing is consider if you need that syrup in your coffee when you're looking at that donut, okay? Do you need the vanilla? Some days you will, but some days if you can have that moment of like, maybe you don't need it. And it's fine on the days that you do, but maybe there are days that you don't. So in addition to that, I also want you to consider if you need or this, okay? Do you really need it? What is the reason behind why you're reaching for that cookie? Are you bored? Do you want to not work? I get it. Every now and then when I have to like do some stuff, I'm like, instead of doing that, I'm going to eat because, right, it's a way to kind of prolong it. I mean, let's not lie. It's prolonging the work you have to do, but it's kind of a way to like put it off. So consider what you really, really need and why you are needing that, okay? The next thing is kind of fun if you have time, and I know you have time because you create your own time. You create your own time. That's another video we're going to be talking about, okay? What I want you to do when you're at the grocery store, now you should already be walking around the perimeter. We're going to enter the danger zone. Now, if it's safe for you to enter the danger zone, this is what I want you to do. I want you to walk. That's kind of fun to see. I want you to walk the entire grocery store. So up aisle 1, down aisle 2, up aisle 3, down aisle 4. Why are you walking? Because you're walking, right? You're getting more steps in. The great thing about a grocery store is it's kind of climate controlled, kind of. Ours are always like freezing here because it's just cold and because it's California. Where's my sun go? There's my light. Okay, there's my light. So I want you to walk the entire grocery store as long as walking the grocery store doesn't mean that you're walking down the cereal aisle like, ooh, Cocoa Puffs are on sale, okay? So walking the entire grocery store so that you can walk and get more steps in. Now, if you're wearing a Fitbit, what I'm going to tell you, if you're in a Fitbit competition, and I know some of you are in the competition with me, okay? So if you wear your Fitbit and you're pushing the stroller, make sure you take that hand off because you won't get credit if your hand is locked in that, not stroller, you guys, that's mom life, okay? Not stroller, your cart, your shopping cart. Sometimes you use your stroller as a shopping cart. Am I right? I'm right, okay? If you take your hand off, you will get credit for your Fitbit steps. The other sneaky thing you can do is put it in your pocket. So you'll take your Fitbit off your wrist, put it in your pocket so that when you're walking through the grocery store, pushing that cart, you get step credit, okay? Again, you're only doing this as if the temptation does not tempt you into eating and buying cereal and Cocoa Puffs, as delicious as cereal and Cocoa Puffs are. Okay? Your next thing, your next step, and this we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is number 6. You're going to write down your goal every morning. Every single morning. And maybe it's at night. I'll give you that. Maybe it's midday. So what you're going to do, you're going to get yourself a cute journal. Ooh, maybe a pink one, maybe a really fun one that your friend got for you that's like beautiful and like flowery and gorgeous from Paper Source, which is like so pretty. You're going to just write down your goal every morning, whatever that goal is. Like if it's to fit into the bikini that you want to wear for your Hawaii trip in June, then you're writing that down. What I want you to also add to that is kind of an emotional pull. How are you going to feel when you're wearing that bikini in Hawaii? Sorry guys, my little notifications are going on. In Hawaii in June. You're going to feel super empowered. Like, what does it mean for you to hit your goal? How is that going to make you feel accomplished, successful, beautiful? Sorry, guys, my living room door has been locked again. Whatever that emotion is, I want you to plug into that and write that down with your goal, okay? So maybe it's to get to the gym every single morning. We'll talk about that. I don't think that's necessary. Maybe it's to get to the gym 3 days a week because you know when you go home after that workout, you're going to feel really good and empowered for the rest of the day, and it's going to set you up. And that means in 3 weeks, you're going to feel stronger, healthier, better, move better, etc. But what is it that's driving you? It's because you want to be proud of how you look in that bathing suit in June in Hawaii. Maybe I should book a trip for Hawaii. Anyway, okay, so that's your next goal. The next thing is I want you to find a way to check your mindset, whether that be when you write down your goal, right? So maybe, like, especially, you know, in life, things don't go easily. I know it. I know life happens. But if every morning you can check in with how you're feeling, or every evening, maybe when you write your goal, maybe some days that goal feels so far away and that's like such a bummer. But I want you to figure out what's going on in your brain. And then, as a caveat to that, you're going to find a mantra or something that's going to take you from, if you're having a gray day, into a gold day, okay? Or a silver day, or whatever your favorite is. Maybe like hot pink is your jam, okay? Whatever it is, I want you to find something that's going to get you out of the into the good. Now, sometimes we need to spend some more time with the so that we can really figure out what the good is, and I'm fine with that. I think that's beautiful. There are days that I am so down about A, B, and C, but because I get to work through that, then that means that I get to move forward into my gold spot, or my hot pink spot, or my, what's my favorite color? Red? Pink? I don't know what it is, but whatever that is for you, I want you to sit with those feelings, write down your goal, write down how you're feeling, and then figure out what you need to do to get yourself into that really beautiful spot that makes you feel accomplished and gorgeous and wonderful. And whatever that process needs to be, maybe it's going for a walk, maybe it's reading a book, maybe it's literally sitting for 5 minutes and like just writing down things that make you feel good. Whatever that is, I want you to find that for yourself if you don't already have that. And I want you to do those things every day to just get yourself into that, like, I'm awesome, okay? On that note, and you guys knew this was going to happen. You knew it because if you are in my life and you see me on a regular basis, I'm always talking about doTERRA. One of the things that brings me to my happy place if I'm feeling bummed out is my essential oils. Just Motivate, I use that like all the time, especially if I have a really early morning at the gym and I'm like half asleep because I have a 16-month, he's almost 17 months old, because I have a little baby boy at home. Motivate's a big one. Peace is a great one for me. Essential oils, whatever they are. I like doTERRA because I just feel because I just feel doTERRA is like a really high quality brand. But essential oils are a way for me to kind of lighten my mood, like literally, if things are rough. And also, I just kind of like the idea of like playing around with things all day. Also, caveat to that, I'm like caveat on caveat. I'm like, there's that one author who always like footnotes everything. And you're reading a book, but it's like 15 other footnotes. Not interesting. So where I was going with this, caveat to that is that using On Guard and diffusing that in my house on almost a weekly, daily basis, I really think is the reason why Ridley has only been sick once in his 17-month-old life. I know there's a bunch of you who are like, just wait till he goes to school. Well, I get it, but I also work at a gym where there is like tons of germs everywhere, and I teach a lot of moms and I teach a lot of teachers, so they're like germ factories, and I still, he still hasn't been sick, and I don't really get sick. So I really credit On Guard with that. There's also like lavender, tons of stuff. If you want to know more, I'm gonna do a like doTERRA specific video at some point, but I'm just going to leave it at that right now for now. So down with the essential oils, but they are really awesome, you guys. Okay, my next little tip is kind of a really easy one. Swap in zoodles for noodles. Zoodles meaning zucchini noodles, okay? You can make them taste as good as pasta. I know, you're rolling your eyes, but like seriously, if you put enough stuff on it, it doesn't really taste like pasta. You're getting rid of your gluten stuff. You're getting rid of any grain kind of stuff, any kind of intolerance, which we can get into another thing. I know there's a whole like, if you don't have celiac disease, then you don't need to avoid gluten, but I just think gluten in general is not helping anyone, not helping any of us. So little quick swap in zoodles for noodles. You can buy a spiralizer. You can buy a spiralizer attachment for your stand mixer. You can also just buy zoodles, hopefully, if you're in an area, hopefully, I shouldn't say that, right? Because some people don't have a lot of access to high quality vegetable stuff. But for the most part, you can find zoodles in your grocery stores these days. I've now found it. Finally, I think Trader Joe's is starting to sell them. Maybe I'm lying there. Sprouts has zoodles, and I know Albertsons has zoodles. Maybe Trader Joe's doesn't. So, hey, Trader Joe's, get on that. Okay, zoodles for noodles. The next thing and the last thing, and they kind of go together, and they kind of go with my whole, like, check in your mindset thing, is 5 minutes of meditation. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. You have 5 minutes. Even if that 5 minutes is in the shower. Maybe it's turning off the radio in your car. 5 minutes just to sit with what is going on in your brain, okay? In addition to that, and this kind of goes with, again, changing your mindset, because those 5 minutes can help kind of open up that mindset. Now, if you're like, okay, I did my 5 minutes, I'm good. Maybe you want to try an audiobook. I love Audible. I listen to Audible all the time. Not that my commute is that far, but when I do have those longer commutes, it's really awesome. But also, I can get through, like, I mean, depending on how long the book is, right? Like, within a couple weeks, I can get through. Sorry, you guys, my hair's crazy. I can get through a couple books. And the things that I'm listening to, and I will have a list of things of, like, book suggestions. The things that I'm listening to, I always make sure that they are going to uplift my mood, make me feel good, empower me, get me excited for what I'm doing. And they're so easy. It's so easy. You can literally download the app on your phone, you plug it in, or you Bluetooth it, however fancy your car is, and you just listen to an audiobook. You can also download little meditations, although you probably shouldn't meditate while driving because I think that's not a good thing. Please don't do that. Don't say I told you to do that. You're like, Jessica, I got in a car accident because I was meditating while driving. Don't do that. Okay, so those are my things. I actually think that's 11, but 10 things / 11 things that will make you healthier, and all it has to be is just small little changes. Again, you don't need to bite off more than you can chew because that just, it's too much, and we already have too much, #too much in our lives. So I hope that was helpful, and let me know if you have questions. I'm always here for you, and yeah, until next time, I'll see you then. Bye.